Some of us are finally getting a break from the rain, but will it last? WYMT's Paige Noel has the latest on the flooding threat as our severe weather alert day continues. Paige?
Well, Steve, that's kind of a yes and no question on that. Will it last? Maybe for some, but for another part of us, we're going to continue to see heavy pockets of rain heading into tonight. Now, we've not seen too bad of rain. It didn't get a lot of reports last night. Haven't gotten any reports so far today, but still seeing that heavy rain continuing to fall on satellite and radar. As you can see, kind of those heavier pockets moving into parts of Pike County. I know we saw a lot of rain down into Harlan, a little bit into Bell earlier today. They're starting to get a break now. Maybe even some of us seeing some pockets of sunshine down in the deep Cumberland Valley. But as we scan the skies now, you see those pockets of heavy rain, the yellows, those oranges popping up in areas of Pike County. Pike County, you're technically not under that flash flood watch, but we're going to continue to watch you heading into tonight. You can see a lot of flood warnings are out for the Kentucky River, Cumberland River, as we've seen those water levels rise over the past really day or so. But right now they are kind of at their crest. Most are at their crest right now, expected, or they're really either in minor to moderate flood stage, but we are going to continue to see those rivers go down, I think, as we head into the next couple of days. So that's some good news. Hopefully we won't have to keep an eye on those rivers for too much longer. Now for tonight, we'll drop it to the lower 50s. The rain chances do continue along with that flash flood watch for just a handful of our counties. Most of our counties saw that flash flood watch cancel earlier this morning. This goes until 8 a.m. on Thursday. We'll talk a little bit more about tonight and tomorrow's forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. Water levels along rivers across the Commonwealth are finally receding after torrential rainfall on Monday and Tuesday. One of the hardest hit areas in central Kentucky was Harrison County, but people who live there are feeling relief as they know things could have been worse. Roughly 6 inches of rain fell over the region in less than 2 days. At one point Tuesday evening, forecasts showed the river cresting near 26 feet, but instead it crested overnight at 22.4 feet.
It's relief, and I'm grateful for us. I still have, my heart goes out to the people that are on down, that are still working with it and still underwater. They're going to have a hard road ahead of them.
The judge executive says while the shelter at the middle school is closed, they will keep it set up just in case. Meanwhile, the town of Midland in Michigan is not so lucky. Floodwaters as high as 5 feet submerged parts of the city. Heavy rain caused a swollen river to overflow its banks and breach 2 nearby dams. So far, officials have not reported any deaths, but the damage left behind is catastrophic. Water could reach 9 feet in the city by the end of the day. Friday, restaurants in Kentucky will be allowed to begin in-person dining at 33% capacity, among other guidelines. Some restaurant owners say it's time. Others say there's no way. WYMT's Will Puckett has more on one restaurant owner who changed his tune.
When the guidelines for Kentucky restaurants to reopen came out, the owners at Shep's Place in Corbin said they didn't see a path that they could reopen under those guidelines. But after thinking about it for a little while and looking at what they can and cannot do, they decided to open this Friday. While operating at 33% capacity will have them see fewer people in their shop than they normally do, they thought that this gradual buildup was the best bet to be able to pick back up when things are fully up and running.
And in order to ease into as far as off of these restrictions on the state as when the state's reopening, we just want to be better prepared, and we think this is a good opportunity to be prepared for when that state actually fully reopens. So instead of just reopening when it's at 100% and just not being prepared, I think this is the baby steps will help.
Now, Shepard is also on the Corbin City Commission and said that there are plans in the work in the next couple of weeks to open up Main Street a little bit on Friday and Saturday nights to allow people to social distance while also getting back to something a little bit normal. In Corbin, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Goodwill is joining the list of retailers opening today. A lot of people stuck at home have been cleaning out their closets, and now Goodwill is accepting their donations. An important change they're making during the pandemic. All donated items will be sanitized before going out on the sales floor. There's also a list of guidelines workers will follow, including temperature checks before shifts and wearing masks and gloves. With many Kentuckians uncertain of when or if they can return to work, a local company in London is hiring more than 600 workers. Accenture, a call center, employs more than 1,000 people and is looking to add 600 more. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, Chris Deaton, Accenture's president, began turning jobs remotely. Now, with even more financial support, job opportunities are endless, from temporary and part-time positions to full-time with benefits.
Historically, prior to COVID-19, most all of our employees were premise-based, and that is to say that they were in one of the 6 facilities that we have. But we do firmly believe that a lot of our jobs will be permanently work from home.
Deaton says they have also taken precautions for employees still working inside the building, costing up to $10,000. We'll have more on that coming up later tonight. So you are looking to either buy or sell a house. You might be asking yourself, how is the coronavirus impacting that process? WIMT's Madison program gives us a look into how the real estate industry is operating.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the near future, things might look a little different.
It's changed the way that we operate. It's changed the way that we do everything from showings to open houses.
Instead of the physical open house setting, showings are now done virtually.
So there's different technologies that we have at our disposal. We can do the virtual tours as far as just take a video and do video walkthroughs. Of course, we can video ahead of time and kind of do a walkthrough and send those out to clients.
But for the full virtual tour experience, technology is advanced.
Different technology that will actually map the house out so that the buyer can click on the picture anywhere in the picture, and it will take them to that point in the room. They can walk through doorways that way.
Walking room by room with the ability to see every detail. But some things about the real estate market have not changed, including the number of people looking to buy.
So we're seeing a lot of buyers in the market because those interest rates are low. I think that people are ready to get out of the house. They're ready now. Some people are ready to have a new space to live in.
Daniel Carmack, a realtor, says that results in a low inventory of homes.
So there's not many houses out there for sale, so people are ready to find a house, and there's just not much out there for them to find.
But safety remains a top priority for people making a move to get involved in the real estate market. In Laurel County, Madison Program, WIMT Mountain News.
Carmack says the enhanced use of technology for most realtors was a smooth transition because many of them already use technology in their work. In the state capital, the downtown Frankfort business district reopened for business today. The owners say they are not expecting a big rush of people in the next few days. They've added extra measures to keep everyone safe. The owner of Completely Kentucky said she's been especially concerned for her employees, several of which are in the high-risk category and will not even work inside the store. Every state is now in some phase of reopening as the number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. surpasses 1.5 million. Many companies are now facing new challenges. At a Ford assembly plant in Chicago, thousands of workers had to go home early yesterday after a worker tested positive for COVID-19. Today, McDonald's workers in 20 cities say they'll strike to demand better protections. The Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport is preparing for major losses. According to the Cincinnati Enquirer, the airport could lose between $62 and $91 million in the next 2 years. Officials say it's a result of the pandemic. CVG is eligible for up to $43 million in government grant money to help pay down debt and cover expenses. Some high school students are surveying their peers about how COVID-19 and the changes it has brought on are affecting them. Olivia Russell tells us what those students are hoping to learn.
We ask how motivated, stressed, depressed, grateful students felt before this crisis and after to compare.
The Pritchard Committee's Student Voice team is trying to be just that, a voice for students across Kentucky. While the learning part of school is one thing, the social aspect is proving to be just as important. Emmanuel Sippy says she's learned some alarming things so far about mental health.
So some of the trends are that students are less motivated, more stressed, more depressed, and reporting more feelings of worthlessness.
Students went from seeing hundreds of people every day to nothing. It's a challenge the Henry Clay cheerleading team is trying to overcome too.
We were so used to seeing them every single day, and especially with cheer.
My teammates, we're kind of like a family.
Like, we're together like almost every day.
The girls say they're staying busy and staying in shape.
So I've been running every day.
That's actually a positive trend Sippy says the survey has revealed too.
We do know that this flexibility is providing students with some advantages to practice healthier habits about working out, sleeping, taking care of themselves.
It's conversations like this that the Student Voice team hopes to learn from, so they can take the information back to lawmakers and leaders.
We believe that students are the primary stakeholders of the education system,
so they can help craft whatever the new normal of learning will be. In Lexington, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
High school and middle school students can still take the survey. Coming up on Mountain News at 4:30, grocery prices between March and April jumped the most since Richard Nixon was president. After weather, ways to save next time you head to the store.
And more rain is likely heading into tonight, but when does that sunshine return? I'll have that answer coming up.